Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your January 2017 mid-month readings, and thank you so much for joining me here today. Welcome to any newcomers, and thank you to all of you who continue to watch and listen and follow my YouTube channel. Your support and feedback and comments are great and very welcome and appreciated. Thank you so much. Thank you also to those of you who continue to reach out for personal one-on-one readings. Always a pleasure and an honor to read for you, and I'm grateful for the trust that you place in me to interpret and intuit the cards for you. These are general readings, so that's exactly why we always suggest that you check your rising and your moon sign videos as well. You may find that they resonate for you a little more predictively or just give you additional bits of insight and food for thought on what's going on for you over the next couple of weeks. So try to watch all three if you know them and if you can. If any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me and you haven't read with me before, you can click on the little About button on my YouTube channel's homepage, which will give you a little more information and detail, and also has my contact information. You can email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be happy to work with you and do a reading for you, or if you're interested in purchasing a gift reading for friends, family, or loved ones as well. This is also a popular time of year where I get a lot of requests for the 12-month year overview as we're transitioning into a new year, which is a 12-month, 24-card spread that explores what the overview energy of what's going on in your life for the coming year, which you can do at any time during the year, but the beginning of a new year is always a popular time to have that done. So if you're interested, mention that in the email and we will go from there. Current turnaround time for readings is anywhere from a couple of days upwards of a couple of weeks. But since I do readings full time, I'm usually able to get back with you pretty quickly and set up a reading live or recorded within 2 weeks. So let's jump right into this. This reading is for Cancer for the remainder of January 2017. Let us see what the remainder of the month of January 2017 has in store for the water sign of Cancer. What is in store for our Cancerians for the remainder of January 2017? Cancer the crab, lovely watery Cancers. January 2017, mid-month. Okay, Cancer. We begin with the Page of Pentacles, followed by Justice. Next, we have the Eight of Swords, followed by the Two of Swords. After that, we have the Nine of Cups, followed by Judgment, the Ten of Wands, followed by the Ace of Pentacles, and from the bottom of the deck as your overall energy and advice, we have the Eight of Wands. Well, it looks like some big changes are coming, at least one big change, an ending and a new beginning is coming as well. Your overall energy being the Eight of Wands, it's a card about communications, conversation, information coming and going, being exchanged, but it also represents something on its way, a big change coming in, and typically a positive one as well. We begin with the energy of the Page of Pentacles, followed by Justice. Pentacles is earth energy. The suit of Pentacles is all about things in our earthly, material, tangible world, and it often manifests as real life, tangible things like money, finances, property, resources, job, etc. Pages are the youngest and least mature energies of the court cards of the tarot. They represent messages and messengers, that student apprenticeship kind of being at the beginning of a path. The Page of Pentacles, because it's very grounded earth energy, the Page of Pentacles represents somebody who's just starting to come to a deeper understanding and awareness of what it actually takes to navigate their way through something in their tangible material concrete world. It kind of represents having your eyes opened or beginning to have your eyes open to what it actually takes to accomplish something, the nuts and bolts of what it's going to take to kind of reach something for you. Now, the Page of Pentacles is paired with Justice, major arcana card, so divine energies, providence here. The Justice is the reap what you sow card. This is a card that says what you get out of something is going to reflect what you put into something is going to reflect what you get out of it. It's based entirely on the facts, the logic, the proven motivations and efforts that you put into something. And there's also a bit of a moral energy to the Justice card too. So try to make sure when you're going down this path, whatever it is for you. For the next couple of weeks, Cancer, that you do it with as much transparency and personal honor and integrity as you can, because it's going to affect the outcome. And it feels like you're just coming to kind of an understanding and awareness of that, of what it's going to take to kind of finish navigating your way through something. And I say finish because I'm looking at the 10 of Wands here too, tens being a card of completion. It looks like something is coming to an end, something that's been perhaps a long burden or that you've invested a lot of work into is coming to an end. And it looks like you may, for a minute, have a bit of fear and anxiety about that, but it looks like you kind of managed to pull yourself out of it. Because next we transition into the combination of energy of the Eight of Swords, followed by the Two of Swords. So swords is air energy. It's cerebral, mental, intellectual energy. The suit of swords is about our words and ideas and communications. It's about our outlooks and perspectives, how we think about things, and how we communicate how we think about things. The Eight of Swords is a card that represents feeling trapped, as this woman does, feeling held hostage, but it's somewhat illusionary. It really represents that the only one keeping you trapped and held hostage or feeling that way is actually you yourself, or the way a way of looking at something, a belief system or a perspective that you have on something that makes you feel kind of trapped. But it's illusionary because the gaps between these swords are easily wide enough for this woman to actually walk through and just free herself from. Nobody's keeping her down on her knees. These chains, which are wrapped around her wrists, which are making her feel kind of bound and not in control of her own life, aren't really attached to anything or anyone. She could easily let those fall from her wrists, reach up and take the blindfold herself, and see that she can remove herself from this situation and from this energy. It's a card about kind of being your own worst enemy. You're the only one that's actually keeping you trapped. And what it is that's keeping you trapped is your thoughts somehow, the way, a perspective, a perception, a way of looking at something. And so it's really worth re-examining that, because you do have control over the situation. And the Eight of Swords paired with the Eight of Wands in the same reading would represent that you're kind of your own worst enemy. You're the only one getting in the way of taking control over a situation. So that Eight of Swords is paired with the Two of Swords, similar energy, feeling kind of at a crossroads, stuck, blind, not knowing which way to turn, having something in front of you which needs to be dealt with, a decision that needs to be made, a choice, a path that needs to be chosen, but feeling some kind of reluctance and resistance in dealing with it. The fact that it's shown up represents that it is time to deal with it. It is time to kind of you're not you are in control. You're not held hostage or trapped. It's just your perception that you are, which is keeping you there. It kind of feels like Cancer, perhaps the way that you have of looking at something that's going on in your life right now, could be a relationship, a challenge, a job. Um, what it's going to be about is going to vary depending on who's watching this, because there's thousands of you watching, so it's not going to mean the same thing. It's not going to be the same issue. But there's something about the way you're looking at it which makes you feel like you don't have control over it. Perhaps you're feeling like it's you're not good enough or talented enough or whatever enough to actually accomplish something or bring something to a close or start a new beginning, start fresh again. But Spirit is saying, yes, you do. You have everything that you need to navigate that. Just take the blindfold off, and you'll see that the only one keeping you in that feeling trapped and out of control, vulnerable position is actually you yourself, the way you have of looking at it. So it's a card about needing to shift your perspective on something. Now, next to that, we have the energy of the Nine of Cups, followed by Judgment. So the Nine of Cups is traditionally considered the wish fulfillment card. Emotional happiness and abundance, getting what you want, having more than enough, your cups overflowing, abundance, and being able to have not just enough for yourself, but enough to share with other people. It's cups, which is the water element, and it's about our feelings, emotions, relationships, and love. And it's a card about feeling like you have just more than enough, feeling very emotionally and physically kind of abundant, your joy, your happiness, having what you want, having your dreams come true. And that's paired with Judgment, Major Arcana card. There's a serious energy of finality about the Judgment card. It represents that kind of like justice. What you, the outcome of whatever you're considering or a path that you're walking, the decisions you make and the choices that you make, the actions you take, anything you set into motion is going to set the stage for something for quite some time to come. Uh, so be very careful and considering before you take any action or make any life-changing, life-altering decisions. Make sure it's what you really want first. Make sure it's for your ultimate joy and fulfillment. Make sure it's what you really want before you go charging off into it, because this card represents that the decisions you make and the actions you take are going to be difficult, if not impossible, to reverse. So make sure that before signing on any dotted lines, that you really know what you're doing. Make sure to do all your research and make sure something is really what you want before you go for it. Particularly in if it's something that looks very lush and rich and abundant, just make sure that you know what you're walking into over the next couple of weeks, kind of with your eyes open. Now, at or towards the end of January 2017, we have the energy of the Ten of Wands, followed by the Ace of Pentacles. I like this combination of energy for you because something is coming to a close. You're completing something, which is what the Ten of Wands signifies. This is fire energy here. The Suit of Wands is all about is forward-moving, action-oriented energy because it's governed by fire. It's all about creating and building and manifesting. Tens represent the end of a cycle, a completion stage. Something is coming to an end, and it's something that's been either a burden, a challenge, a heavy cross for you to bear, or something that you've been putting a lot of work and effort into for quite some time. It's taken a lot out of you. You've been carrying it successfully, but it's a heavy burden. But you're coming to the end of it. You can see this man, his head is up, and he's looking at his destination, which is very, very close. He's coming to that point where he can finally lay this burden down, or finish whatever it is that he's been working on, and stand up and take a deep breath, and be free of it. And it is accompanied by the Ace of Pentacles. So here we have more earth energy, and aces are the number one. They represent potential, promise, the seeds of something which, if planted and nourished and taken care of, will grow and manifest into something quite beautiful that will end up giving back and nourishing you. The Ace of Pentacles represents a new beginning, but since it's Pentacle Earth energy, it's a tangible new beginning. It's a new beginning that you can see and touch and feel. And often the Ace of Pentacles comes up when people move, relocate, they start a new job. It's a new beginning in a very tangible way. So some of you may be what's coming to an end. You may be moving on in a very physical sense, moving to a new apartment, a new home, the other side of town, another state, or even another country. It can represent the start of a new job as well, tangible new beginnings. And it looks like it has the potential to really be quite abundant and give back to you down the road. It can also represent the giving of a gift, of somebody giving you a gift that's very tangible, like a gift of money or resources or something that you need to help bring this to a close, because you're and again, it feels like with that kind of stuck energy, it feels like you get stuck for a minute in thinking, I can't do this, I can't finish this, or I'm afraid of these new beginnings. I don't have what it takes. But it looks like you kind of get yourself through that. And the advice in doing that, Cancer, is to get a different perspective on it. The way that you're looking at something is what's keeping you stuck. But it looks like careful consideration and some careful thought and planning is what's going to help you kind of pull out of this and achieve what you want, bringing something to a close, which looks like it's either been a real burden for you or it's taken an awful lot of energy and you've been doing it for some time. But you're going to be able to lay this burden down and move on in a very tangible, physical way. And I feel like this big change, this new beginning that's coming is very positive and exciting. Your overall energy is the Eight of Wands, which represents news, information, a change coming on its way. It's not quite here yet, but you can see that these wands, which represent the event, the change, the new beginning, they've left their point of origin. They haven't quite reached their destination, but it's almost there. So it looks like something is drawing to a close and you're just about ready to start something new. Big changes happening. Don't get caught up in fear and insecurity about it. You have everything that it takes. It's very clear here that the level of energy and attention and focus that you put into it is going to directly equate the results that you get back. So make sure to do all your homework and research. Make sure to consider things very carefully before you make any major decisions. But something's drawing to a close, and it looks like exciting new changes are on the horizon for you, Cancer, coming very soon. So it'll be exciting to see what those are as time continues to play out in February 2017. So that pretty much wraps up the next couple of weeks of January for you, Cancer. I hope that you've enjoyed it, that you find it useful, that it gives you a little bit of insight and clarity and some advice on just, again, shifting the way that you're looking at something. You have control over this and you're well capable of it. So, thank you very much for watching this. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the February 2017 general readings. And if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading, you can click on the little About button to get more information. And you can email me directly at Maggie, the number one, McGuire at gmail.com. I would be very happy to work with you. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the February readings. And until then, as always, Cancer, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. And I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.